Welcome into another edition of Game Changers here at the CBS Miami studios. Mike Cunio, Steve Goldstein, Bo Camper in the house. And guys, we got to start with one place, and the Miami Dolphins. When you drop 70 points on a bunch of professional athletes.
What'd they do?
What do you mean what they do? They did something we basically never seen before.
You forgot. Sean Payton's team just gave up another touchdown.
Oh, did they?
I forgot to tell you.
The same Sean Payton who was criticizing the last coach for having one of the most poorly run organizations, then comes out and gets beat by 50.
That hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
You think so?
Beat by 50 in an NFL game.
Good news. Hey, Dad, good news. We scored 20, but we lost by 50.
That's it.
Defense isn't great. So I do want to talk about this game because it's been kind of a debate here in our sports offices and even in the newsroom. Should the Dolphins have gone for the record? Should they have gone? Should they have gone for 73? I say no, but I'm kind of curious.
Hey, you and I were watching the game together. We thought they should have called it off at 49 and 56, and then they kind of did because Chris Brooks is in the game, but he's still getting 8-10 yards of carry.
I think they probably maybe I don't want to say they took their foot off the pedal, but I think they got maybe a little more conservative. But even the conservative plays were going for the touchdown.
Right.
You know?
So my thing is here. Look. Once it got to a point in the game where you can actually ice it, that's when you just ice it and don't go for it anymore. Because look, they're still throwing the ball, they're still running the ball, getting touchdowns and stuff. But that's like halfway through the fourth quarter. There is a little bit of integrity to the game. You still have to play. But once you're below the 2-minute warning and you can take a knee and end it, that's when you end it. That's when you stop going for the
And you had to make the kick, by the way.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I
think it was a classy move.
Agree.
Yes. Yeah. You know, it's much like me. I still to this day I hear from Jet fans about the AFC Championship game back in what was that 1982, 1920 or something, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And they're going, you watered the field, you did this, and you caught short.
Well, you did make that field pretty muddy, though. Shula did make that field pretty muddy.
And I wait, and I go, are you done with that excuse? Yeah, are you done with that excuse? Yeah, you're done? Yeah, I go, we beat you 3 times that year. How many times you got to beat a team before you know you're not that good? How many points do you need to score on a team before you realize that's not a good team? Right. Don't beat them down. Don't beat a bad dog when it's down.
Right. My question to you.
Be classy, and I think that's what Mike McDaniel did.
And it would have only tied the record, by the way.
No, it would have been 72.
No, but 73 in a playoff game was the record.
Well, regular.
So regular season.
73 in a playoff game.
1940, Bears won 73-0.
Every time
beat the Giants.
I hear that number this week, I can't even relate it to a football game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
70 points.
By the way, what time did Shula have you out there in that morning?
She had the hose out there in 1982, man.
You know what?
The Orange Bowl. A.J. Dewey didn't mind it.
AJ
had the
down,
picks, man.
We beat him down. Don't worry about that.
You did beat him down. Shut him out. Anyway.
So when you dropped
that game, by the way, I'm just saying.
Did you? But A.J. Dewey had the touchdown. So.
You see, I get overshadowed. I get 2 sacks. He gets 3 touchdowns.
You got overshadowed in that game.
I got a bone to pick with him since 19, whatever year it was. All right. Didn't you drop one of them?
Yeah, right.
So when you win like this and you're 3-0, you're one of 3 undefeated teams left in the NFL at the moment. There's naturally going to be some talk about the Super Bowl. I think it's still too early. But my question for you guys is, yeah. Is there any team out there that you think that can actually hang with the Dolphins offensively?
San Francisco 49ers to me. I look at that football team and they almost mimic the Miami Dolphins. They're creative on offense.
Right.
They've got really good skill players. The only difference between them is probably the quality of their quarterback. I think we have the plus on Tua.
Sure.
And then you look at the defensive side of the football. They can do anything against anybody. So I think you got an East Coast team and a West Coast team that are very, very similar, both in different divisions that could very easily, or conferences could very easily could match. But that being said, about 3 weeks ago, we had the New York Jets penciled in to go to the Super Bowl, and where are they at right now? They may be, they may have the most turmoil on any team in the league right now. Yeah. After watching Hard Knocks and watching those coaches be all giddy and smiling and everything, now it's like boom, boom. So anything can happen.
Well, also
in one game.
Dallas first 2 games outscored their team 70-10. They go out to Arizona, supposed to be a laugher, and they lose. So I do think it's week to week. I still don't count out Buffalo's offense. I still don't count out Kansas City's offense. The 49ers analogy is a great one because that's where Mike McDaniel came from.
It's a Shanahan trade.
And the same thing, the quarterback's a 7th rounder. One of their best receivers is a 7th round pick this year. Yeah. Much like the Dolphins, No one's talking about Dalvin Cook and Jonathan Taylor anymore after what Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert did in the game. 4 touchdowns each. Second time ever that's happened in a game. So there are similarities that you look at, taking nothing away from the players.
Right.
The systems, where McDaniel's been with Shanahan forever, his whole career, the systems kind of lend itself to have success.
Goldie, this is why I say you're one of the best, because you naturally transition to my next question. As we're seeing big smiles from Devon Achane, as you now know, the name pronunciation has changed. But do you think, I don't want to say there's a running back controversy with the Dolphins, but has the pecking order, Goldie, in that running back room now changed officially with 2 guys out, Jeff Wilson and Savon Ahmed, who have done nothing but get hurt this season? That's their only knock on them. They haven't been healthy. Has the pecking order, the depth chart there changed?
Well, Savon's always been at the back of that pecking order. Sure. I mean, no offense to him, but that's just the situation. It's a great situation. There's still 14 more games. You get injuries. Raheem is over 30 years old. Devon Achane is still a rookie. So has the pecking order changed a little? Yeah, Jeff Wilson right now is the 3rd guy because the other two guys made NFL history. He's not even back this week. We'll see when he gets back. But I have no doubt that Mike McDaniel, the way he runs this offense, is going to spread it around well enough. And I would say with 14 games left in the regular season, hopefully 3 more or whatever after that, you're going to need 3 guys anyway. Guys go in, guys go out, and the skill set is different. And McDaniel tailors a game plan each week.
And he's going to have some plays in for each one of those guys individually. You could see a game where you have 2, maybe 3 running backs in a game, and they all have a different thing to do. I wouldn't put it past him. I don't think we'll see it, but I wouldn't put it past him because some of the stuff we've seen him do now is so out of the box that you're going, whoa, man, I wouldn't put anything past him. But I think you're right. I think it's Mostert, Achane right behind him, and then the 2 other guys you can put in the mix. But look, I keep having a hard time because we're talking about 70 points. Jalen Waddle didn't even play.
Yeah, right, scary.
And we didn't know what we were going to get out of Achane when he got in there. We had 203 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns out of Achane. Then you go, whoa, what happens when Waddle comes back? It may be a situation where how many footballs can you spread around in 60 minutes to get these guys happy?
There's not enough plays in the day to get. That's a good problem to have.
Look, no one's talked about the defense. The defense that maybe played one of the most made one of the most important stops. When the Dolphins go on 3rd and 4th, they get stopped at the 33-yard line, and they're able to shut down that offense, not give them any points, and then the game blew up. Get it to there was a game.
Forget about holding them to 3.
No one's even
they pushed them out.
No one's even talking about them.
They pushed them out. And remember, they didn't really give up 20 points. The special teams gives up kick returns.
By the way, you think McDaniel on that play goes for it because he has the confidence in the defense, or he had the confidence in the offense?
I think it's a little both.
I think it's the offense. I think it's like, look, at some point someone's going to have to keep up with the scoring. I know at some point my defense can get a stop in a game, but no one's going to stop us.
Because you figure there you're going to give them 3 if you don't get. Now it ended up not being. They backed them up 7 more yards and made them punt. Yeah. But then you're up 21-13, and the Dolphins head coach is like, okay, I'm fine with that.
I think you don't make that decision without knowing what your defense is.
Of course, the defensive guys have that.
I got to stand up.
He had 2 sacks in that AFC Championship game back in '82.
That's because he watered the field and slowed him down. All right, so they come on Game Changers. That's right.
I saw the dry spot right in front. I said, "You make a move right there."
Hey, Richard Todd, go right there.
I don't know who any of these people are. When we come back on Game Changers, we're going to
know who Richard Todd is.
Taylor Swift
Chris Ward. I ran around Chris Ward like he was standing still.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
Schaefer Suggs when you need them.
Coming up when they're done arguing. We're going to keep the convo rolling here on Game Changers. Mike Cunio alongside my 2 favorite Swifties. But we are going to get to Taylor Swift in a little bit. But first,
I'm a big Swiftie.
Kind of like Kelsey, too. I like him as a tight end.
Swiftie.
Yes, but let's talk a little NBA because pretty soon Miami Heat, they're going to open up Media Day, which means training camps here, preseason's here, and the season's coming. They went to the NBA Finals last year, and all summer we've been hearing about Damian Lillard. Now, all we're hearing is that the Toronto Raptors, Goldie, are in the mix. Not only in the mix, but the front runners. Do you think Damian Lillard at the end of the day ends up in Miami or Toronto?
He could be a Kawhi Leonard situation. Remember, he didn't want to go to Toronto either. He wound up leaving, but he went up there and won a championship. So it seems like the Portland Trailblazers are going out of their way to not accommodate what he wants.
Yeah.
And either way, he's going out of the conference, so I guess they don't care. And if I'm the Blazers, at this point, I know Heat fans won't like it. You can't really blame them for trying to squeeze the best possible basketball deal that they can get. But it's a game changer. I mean, no pun intended, actually. It is a game changer if the Heat can get their hands on it.
But I think the Heat, you look at Pat Riley, look, these guys know what they're doing. Him and Andy Ellisberger, they know exactly where they're at. And so I got a feeling he knows what's going on. He knows what the landscape is. I think he's just waiting and waiting and waiting and letting that number come down and down and down. And if someone wants to throw a little something in there, they got to make it. They got to make it stick. Yeah. But I don't think. I think this is a case for the Heat where if we get them, great. If we don't, we're good with our guys.
Yeah.
We'll do something down the road.
So the report was that and this coming from ESPN, that the Miami offer was Tyler Hero and a couple first-round picks. So that's kind of the package that someone's going to have to beat. When you look at what the reported deal for the Raptors was, is they basically ship all their stars over, to the which makes no sense to me for the Raptors. But Bo, the reports have been that he doesn't want to play anywhere for the Miami Heat. So even if you trade him somewhere else, he's still going to sit. So what organizationally? What kind of leverage does Portland even have at this point?
Let me tell you what, I don't know in the NBA anymore because you get a player, you sign a player, whether he's a free agent or via trade, and then you get that player, Kawhi Leonard and some of these guys, and they play 20 games.
Right.
And you got to pay them all their salary. And they only play 20 games. So you got to determine if I'm going to get a guy that's going to play 70 of 82, am I going to get the guy that's going to play 24 of 32 when he gets here, although he may not have done that where he was in his previous home. I'd be concerned if I'm the other guy, if I'm Toronto saying, I'm going to get him and he doesn't want to be here, that he's going to be a 23 game
I'm still rolling the dice if I'm the Raptors. Once he gets there, he's got some pride. I don't care if he doesn't want to be there.
Every GM thinks they can convince.
Hey,
every
man,
GM thinks they're the guy that
where are the Toronto Raptors going? Nowhere. So make the deal. What's he going to do, sit out and not take his money? He's going to take his money.
Happen.
I mean, he's going to play.
Oh, he could pout and not.
You kind of let him pick a few other guys. Maybe you want to sign. No.
So let me ask you this question.
I think
at this point, what would you say the odds are that he ends up in a Heat uniform?
Now it seems like 50-50.
I think he still ends up here. I think it's going to be mid-season at some point.
You do?
I don't think we start the season and see him in a Heat uniform.
Well,
I don't think we start the season and see him in any other uniform than the Trailblazers.
You think he plays,
though?
though?
In a suit, probably.
You don't think he's going to play?
No, I think he's going to sit. I think he's going to force his hand out of there. I just do. And you know what? Credit to him because he's given that organization everything and they haven't fulfilled.
Well, he signed, hang on, but he signed the contract. If he didn't want to be there, don't sign the contract.
If tell me there's $50 million.
If we're in an NBA poker game,
we'll work anywhere for $50 million.
If we're in an NBA poker game, I'm taking Pat Riley as my guy to put it all in.
I'm with you,
But I don't have sympathy for the guy. He signed for Lillard. He signed the contract.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't held hostage there.
He wants to win. All right. Yeah. All right, we still got more game changers coming
play
up.
Better if you want to win.
Come here and play for the Dolphins if you want to.
Play better. I mean, we got to go. Coming up on game changers, the Marlins are trying to make a playoff push, but are they too snake-bitten, Bo, to make it there? We'll talk about that when we come back. Focus. Everybody's doing the fish here on Game Changers. We're talking about the Marlins as they try to creep their way into the postseason. That's fins up.
You know, Mike McDaniel did that running into the tunnel the other day when all the fans were yelling. I don't think he knew what to do to wave to the fan. He just went like this and kept going. Yeah, I watched that.
Man, we can pivot everything. We can pivot everything back to the Dolphins. But listen, we got to talk about the Marlins, give them their due. They are trying to get in the postseason, Bo, but man, is this team snake bitten. You got the pitcher injuries, and now Luis Arias steps on the baseball during warm-ups and then trips going down the steps in the clubhouse. Twisted ankle. They're without him. They're without Sandy. They've got injuries everywhere. But even if they made the playoffs, do they make any sort of noise?
Well, I think if they get in, they limp in, right? And they probably get into a series where they're not going to be here, and they're going to play 3 games somewhere else. So they make it in the postseason. We probably won't see them. I don't think they'll make it out. But look, I just this whole season to me it's about being competitive again. You know, the hitters have been doing well for them. They've had some good pitching on and off. It's kind of failing them right now at the toughest part of the season here. But I think you got to give them a lot of credit for what they're able to do. They got fans back in the stands. I think you got to give the organization a big round of applause for getting people back into the ballpark and making
First winning record in a long time.
them relevant again.
Yeah.
When was the last time that this baseball team was relevant?
COVID.
10 years? 15 years?
COVID year.
That
And
one
people
year.
forget that,
The
too.
COVID year, yeah.
But I'm just so disappointed. I love you guys. But the two of you, ye of little faith.
Oh.
Did you two?
I literally said last week
Hang on.
they did it.
Hang on. Did you two not watch the NBA playoffs? Did you not watch the Stanley Cup playoffs when the Heat and Panthers are both literally a game away from not even making it? I can't believe the two of you get in the playoffs, Marlins. You never know what happens. Maybe their guy steps on the ball.
You're right. You've changed my
Ye
mind.
of little
They're
faith.
going to get in.
Ye of little faith.
They're going to get in. You know what?
I literally
Come on.
said a week ago,
tell you
Goldie,
what.
that they were getting in.
No,
I just said
tell you,
if they
no, that was
got
a week
in.
Yeah, but now you're saying it's not worth. It's always worth it to make
I'm
the
not
playoffs.
saying it's not worth. All
Just
I
2
was
minutes
asking,
ago
would
you
they
said
make
no.
any damage? Would they
Yes.
make a run?
You never-
Okay, that was the question.
2 minutes ago you said no. Just me and Goldie
No.
are saying they're in.
Well, now you're
Yeah.
flip-flopping in a big way. You should be in the election next year.
I was going to say, we're not in election season.
By
We're
the
going to
way,
get flip-floppers.
can they
here.
sign Jimmy Butler or Sergei Bobrovsky if they get something? They can make
is the
that big
debate?
run.
What is the
Anyone in the
debate?
Panthers healthy for to play this year?
When are we going to start talking about the Panthers?
Let's
anyway?
go. Training camp's on, man.
Hey, by the way,
Why
they
does
beat up on the
Chuck
Predators.
tear his collar off his shirt all the time? What's that
Come
all
on,
about?
man. He's old school.
Okay, we got to talk about Taylor Swift, and I'm not kidding.
Swifties.
That's coming up
Swifties.
next on Game
Let's do
Changers.
it.
Name one of her songs. There it was.
Go to break.
That was a good
Quick,
one. That was my
quick.
favorite.
Oh, you
Break,
want us to
quick.
say?
Welcome back to Game Changers. Time to talk about what's trending this week in the NFL. The Dolphins' 70 points was a big story. It was here, but man, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were way
We
up
got
there.
overtaken by
Unbelievable. I cannot imagine this. I have to ask you guys though. This smells fishy to me. Is
It's a
this
setup.
is this real?
Well, let me ask you this. You don't think and it's an interesting point. Who needs it? She doesn't need it. And
She
he doesn't really.
He doesn't need it.
Does he really need
The
it?
NFL.
Kanye West must be rolling over in his black sweatsuit right now after what's going on here with Taylor Swift and everything.
I tell you, it was impressive. They had all these pictures of her in the suite.
Yeah.
There was someone that took video. She cleaned
was
up the
cleaning up-
suite
cleaning up the mess
when they
afterwards.
left. She was throwing
How
all the
about that?
garbage out
Yeah.
and stuff.
How about that?
Did she know the
That's
camera was on her? Is that a setup too?
Of course she knows.
Coolio.
The camera's always on. I'm just saying.
Look, remember,
I'm just saying. I have eyes. I know how big the numbers were when she's out there on tour. How many people?
Crazy.
You're telling me the NFL isn't going? We can
Look,
tap into a whole new
in
fan base
they're
right
in
here.
Kansas City. She was originally a country singer. So there's a little bit of that genre in there. It fits in perfectly.
Are you against the Kansas City barbecue in her next song? Is that- oh,
It could be. You never know. She
Okay.
may go to the good
I'm going to
barbecue.
guess
guys
it's
think-
genuine.
Genuine?
In some ways. I don't know if they're hot and heavy or it's just they're hanging out a little bit.
So what
She
about
could
his
go to
brother?
the
What
game.
about his brother, the big heavy fat guy? Who's he dating?
He's married.
Oh, so he doesn't have to date. Well, maybe he's doing it on the side, but I don't know about that. So does his wife look like Taylor Swift?
Oh,
She may be a
man.
little chubbier.
I will
don't
say
know.
this.
But he was trying to get her attention for a while.
Yes, I was
Because
gonna
he
say
went
on
to
the podcast.
he went to one of the
He was-
concerts and tried to give her the friendship
He asked
bracelet.
her. He asked her for, hey, come to my stadium. I want to watch
you
you
go.
in my stadium. You come and watch me in my stadium.
So
What's the X?
X, Twitter, bro. It's not Twitter
Oh,
anymore.
it's
It's X.
X.
Come
Yeah,
on,
it's
man.
not Twitter.
Well, get up with the
I don't-
times.
this is
know.
the
I don't
trending
know.
segment. It's your
I
segment.
don't know
Get up with the
anything.
times.
Yeah, you-
I don't know. I'm
My
just
goodness.
a traffic
This
cop here.
trending
I'm
is
just-
your segment.
Wow.
Okay, I do have one more question
Yes.
before we get out of here. I want to talk about the New York Jets for a second. If you're the New York Jets, do you go out and get a quarterback?
No, you stink and get the number one pick.
Let me tell you what. There's
Even
no,
with Aaron Rodgers in the building?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers?
In the building. He's
back next-
wheeling around in a
coming
scooter
back
in the
next year?
building.
How about Joe Namath coming out saying he's horrendous?
Ooh, about Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Horrendous. About
No,
Zach
honestly, if
Wilson.
I'm the Jets, you don't know if Rodgers is coming back. Even if he does, it's one more year.
Yeah.
Dude, you just suck it up.
Take it.
Get a
your
high
lumps.
pick, Caleb Williams, whoever it is,
All
and
I
try.
know-
With these quarterbacks in this league,
Suck it up.
you
That's
just
an
have
entire
to.
building of people
All
trying
In
to.
this
know
in
is-
this league now, you just have to keep on trying until you get the franchise.
love-
I hate to say it, you just got to
I
keep
love
on drafting
watching
them.
that
till you hit
franchise
one.
fall
They've
apart
been
at the
doing it for
seams.
like 50 years.
I love the Jets falling apart
No,
at
it's
the
great.
seams right now.
It's great.
They were so happy during training camp, so giddy. Now they're just like they're at each other's throat. Why don't you can't throw me the ball. Don't get. You know, it's awesome.
And who are they going to get, by the way?
They don't even need to show the game anymore. Just show the sideline.
But who are they getting? Someone that's not on a team.
Taylor Swift. By the way, our producer is saying the Jets should shake it off. He's just saying Taylor Swift songs
Shake it off. Yeah.
in my ear. All right, we're going to shake this episode
meet you.
off. Thanks for joining us on Game Changers. For Steve Goldstein, for Kim Bokamper, Mike Cunha. Just a few Swifties hanging out with you in studio today.
I think she left in a popcorn box, they said.
She didn't clean it all up yet?
No.
Bye, guys.